What's up, guys? It's the Retro Nerd bringing you another episode of, well, it's like probably like 6 or 5 o'clock here, but that's not what time my watch says. It actually says it's Clobberin time, and that's right, it's Clobberin time, and we are playing some WWF Smackdown 2. Very fun game. I love the Smackdown series. It was good when it started once it switched over to it was good when it was just SmackDown. It got a little bit better when it was Raw versus SmackDown, but it kind of deflated now that 2K has it, and THQ's gone under because THQ's made all the SmackDown and versus Raw games and all that, and it's just kind of sad that they're no longer around, and now we have to deal with 2K picking up where THQ left off, and people say 2K is now being overran by the THQ cancer. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because THQ made the best of the wrestling games. 2K is just floundering and not even getting the job done whatsoever. I mean, they're still fun to play and all, but I prefer playing the old school ones. I mean, yeah, the graphics look shit, but this was revolutionary for the PlayStation and shit. You gotta understand that, you didn't really get this with the N64 games, Well, their animations were good, but I mean, you didn't get the cool video intros and stuff like that. You got the cheap, show a couple images. The music sounds terrible. This music sounds 10 times better. All that stuff, so but I love this one the most, because I remember playing the first SmackDown. I've told the story a million times. My dad does not like playing video games because of the SmackDown incident. And that was actually with SmackDown 1. This is SmackDown 2. But I remember playing that and, just having fun winning the world title and stuff with, my created character and all that aspect. And it was cool, It was I don't know, it was just fun going through the season mode, and it's yeah, I won the world title, and then sometimes it would have random events where all of a sudden you had to defend the title even though you were in the backstage area, and you're what the fuck, why am I defending the title in the backstage area? But you're fuck it, let's wrestle. And this one was cool because it added more of the whole aspect of more behind the scene, backstage stuff, interviews and stuff like that. Not fleshed out interviews, but it was text box would come up and be hey, I'm gonna kick your ass or some shit like that, But yeah, anyways, so I'm playing as Matt Hardy before he was V1, Mattitude and all that stuff. This is when he was still with Jeff, and this is in the peak of the Hardy Boyz, the Dudley Boyz, and Edge and Christian, being the top 30 tag teams. Well, I should have played as Edge, but I was fuck it, I'm playing as Matt Hardy. I like Matt Hardy. He's my favorite. Well, one of my favorites. You got the follow the list. There's CM Punk, Matt Hardy, Daniel Bryan, Nigel McGuinness, Kenta, or as he's now known as on NXT, fucking Hideo Itami. I still call him Kenta. But if you were watching NXT Takeover Revolution, I hope you noticed the little hint that he did is when he picked up one of the Ascension members, he had him up on his shoulder. He was about to do the GTS, which is, well, everybody says, oh, it's CM Punk's move. That's for an ignorant person of wrestling that does not know that Kenta actually invented the GTS. Kenta invented the GTS, and he also does a reverse GTS where he nails the guy in the back of the head instead of the front of the head with his knee. Kenta actually invented that, and Kenta also invented Daniel Bryan's running knee. That's why you see Kenta or Hideo Itami do their running knee sometimes. And also you got Finn Balor, who's also Prince Devitt or Devitt. I don't know how you say that name, but he's still a pretty awesome wrestler. I loved his entrance. this is like the first time I've ever seen him wrestle, but I knew what his, the name he was most known by. I knew he wasn't Finn Balor. That's just what NXT, WWE has him going by, because they don't want to get in the whole issue that, well, why is he using, Prince Devitt or Devitt name? It's just a whole thing, and they don't want to get, the whole issues with the other organizations like Ring of Honor and shit like that. They just don't want to deal with that, so they always have them somewhat change their name, like, Kevin Owens, aka Kevin Steen. He made his debut as well, so that was kind of cool to see. I like Kevin Steen. He's a good wrestler. They just had him change his name to Owens, even though Kevin Steen is his real name. So it's like, why'd you have him change his name? That's actually his real name, so no one can have copyright, whatsoever on his actual name. But I could still understand why they had him change his name, because they do not want any of the other organizations giving them trouble. So I understand. But yeah, so yeah, I'm playing as Matt Hardy, tag team partners Jeff, 1 versus 2 cool. Now this game was cool because it was actually the first time, I think, yeah, it was the first time they actually had Jeff Hardy finally do his Swanton Bomb in one of the Smackdown games. If you may recall, he did not have the Swanton Bomb. They had him doing the Northern Lights suplex or some shit like that. And why Matt still had the twist of fate. It was because it was the first Smackdown. They're still trying to work out the kinks and shit. So they didn't really want a lot of flipping moves yet. So until they progressed and eventually figured out how they're going to do all that stuff with whatever engine they were running this on. So I can understand where they're coming from with that. So anyways, this is a great game. I recommend that you go pick this up, from eBay or from a game that resells old games. I mean, it's a fun game to play through. I mean, you can unlock table matches. First game to have table matches, can't forget that. But yeah, you can unlock table matches. I believe there's ladder matches in this. This one also had the coffin match, which is kind of interesting and cool. I would like to have 2K bring in some kind of coffin match or some shit like that. That'd be awesome. But yeah, so I recommend picking this up and getting some of your buddies, on your, you can play on your PS3. That's what I'm doing with this, so playing on the PS3. So I recommend you picking it up with some of your, and playing and inviting some of your buddies over and having like an old school, attitude era like wrestling night. Get SmackDown, get SmackDown 2. Heck, even take turns going back and forth, getting drunk and playing through the season mode. That's one cool way to probably do it. I mean, it'd be awesome to do it that way. But yeah, no matter what, this game is awesome. I will always like this one. Didn't play too much of the third one, but I am looking forward to grabbing that one as well and bringing it to you for some, for another show. Another episode of It's Clobberin' Time, as I always put. But anyways, this has been the Retro Nerd, and this has been the episode of, well, you know what time it is. And it certainly ain't no fucking going on a fucking adventure with a talking dog, that's for damn sure, because it's Clobberin' Time! And I'm out.
2,